So I'm gonna move on to my eyes. And what I love to use for my eyes, whether it's for everyday, if I'm doing a bridal look, or if I'm doing something for an event where I want my makeup to last all day, I love this. It's the LORAC primer. Let me see if you guys can see that well. LORAC. It works wonders. So I smooth that primer over on my eyelids. If you want, you could use a synthetic brush for that application, but love using the fingers, especially if it's on yourself. You know, you want to be sanitary when you're working with other people, so you would use a brush, especially like a synthetic brush for applying that. But I'm at home doing my face, so it doesn't matter. So now we're gonna go on to our eyeshadow look, and for that I'm going to be using my new best friend. It's the BH Party Girl palette. I'm pretty sure a lot of you girls have heard about it already. A lot of people on YouTube and Instagram are using this palette, and especially if you're a beginner at makeup and you want to have a lot of colors but don't feel like paying the expensive MAC prices, this palette is amazing. Look at the colors. And I mean, the pigmentation on this, the color payoff is insane. It's gorgeous. It has a satiny finish. A lot of these, I would say most of these have a bit of a shimmer to it. There's some matte in it, but I mean, the final look, the final color, everything's beautiful with this palette. So I'll be using this, and as a base I'll be using my Maybelline Maybelline Color Tattoo 24 eyeshadow pigment, and this is in number 70, barely branded, and I'm not sure if I said that name right. I think it's Color Tattoo Metal by Eye Studio. Whatever is this one, y'all see it? Okay, so I'm gonna prime my eyelids with this just to give my eyeshadow something to cling to and make it pop a little bit more. Both eyelids are good, and we're not gonna take this base up too far. I'm only using it on my mobile eyelid. I don't want to bring it up over here because I'm going to be using a darker color to blend in. So now for our BH palette. And so here I'm going to be going in with this e.l.f. brush. This is actually the blending eyeshadow brush. And I like using this brush to put on my shadow, and I don't know what it is. I have another eyeshadow brush, but I always feel like I have to pat it in the eyeshadow even more, but with this brush I barely graze it on there and it picks up the perfect amount of product. So for this particular look I'm going to be using this eyeshadow. It's like a pinky taupe color. You guys can see it. This one right here. I'm going to be putting that all over my lid. And we are going to blend that out with a clean blending brush, one of the Royal Cosmetics brushes. Amazing brush. Love this one. Okay. So I'm gonna be using a crease brush now. So I'm gonna be using this brown up here in this palette. I'm just gonna pat it in the corner. Kind of slide it down then we're gonna move this color in. And you're not gonna go in too far, but kind of like right here. See, I'm stopping right there. So we're mostly focusing the color on this corner. It's kind of like a, I don't know what kind of shape you want to say that is, but like a V that we're going in this direction. So like this, stopping right here. I have this pointed pencil brush. I'm going to be using this brown color here. I'm going to just intensify that crease. Okay, so before I go into doing the highlight for my eye makeup, I like to do my brows. Only because if I'm using a concealer to clean up underneath my brows, I don't like doing that and then trying to go over it with the highlight and then trying to blend everything back out. That's too much work. So I'm gonna clean up the brows and fill them in. I'm using a spoolie to just comb out my eyebrows. I have really thick eyebrows, so I don't really have to fill it in too much. So for today, I'm going to be using MAC's Espresso. This is an eyeshadow. I'm going to be using this to fill in my eyebrows. I use pencil, I use shadow, I use gel, whatever I can find, whatever I can use, it works. I like the powder for everyday because it's a lot softer and I don't have to, it gives it a nice, more natural, everyday look. And with this, I don't fill it in too much because my eyebrows are already thick. So I start at the bottom, in the front, and I just kind of fill in the spots where it's slightly thinner, I guess you can say. Going over to the next one, same thing, starting in the front. If I were actually using a pencil or a gel, I would start at the tail of my eyebrow, filling it in over here, and then bringing whatever rest of that product I have left from the gel over to the front, but never coming up to past this point, because I don't want to have like the bold eyebrows. But since I'm using a powder, I'm just kind of like filling in the gaps. And you guys can let me know in the bottom section if you want me to do an eyebrow tutorial or individual reviews on any of the products that I've used today. I do plan on doing one for Royal Care Cosmetics as well as BH Cosmetics, but any of the products I use, you want to know more about it, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do a video for you guys. Alright, eyebrows are filled in. Gonna blend all that out with the spoolie. And using this angled eyebrow brush from Pupa. So I'm gonna go into my concealer. I'm using this Stila eye concealer. And it's in the shade Bronze, number 10. And I dip the brush in here. And now I'm just cleaning up this area over here. And this actually works as a highlight. Also, I'm going to blend it out with my fingers. Isn't that gorgeous? Kind of like you just stepped out of a salon and got your eyebrows freshly waxed. I love this. Great trick. Eyebrows. Nice, huh? Okay. So, eyebrows are done. Now we're going to add our highlight and blend everything in together. So once again, using a Royal Care Cosmetic brush. I'm going to get a highlight color. This color right here. Apply it. Just kind of patting it up here. Now this is shimmery. If you do not like having shimmer in your brow bone, then use another matte highlight color. But because the rest of my eyeshadow look is matte, then having shimmer on my brow bone isn't such a huge deal. But you know, it's makeup, it's fun, you can do whatever. So the highlight's been applied. And now I'm going to take a clean blending brush and I'm going to blend everything together. Going back into this color I put in my crease earlier and just working it through. Gonna go back into that Beach Cosmetic palette again, using this brown here that we used earlier. I'm sorry, this reddish brown. And I'm gonna go over here and apply a little bit of color. Okay. And go back into that light pink. I'm gonna take this pink, y'all can see it, this one, and I'm gonna use a little bit of this one that we use in the highlight. I'm gonna put it right here, my tear duct. Just to brighten that area up a bit. Okay. Now it's time for our liquid liner. I'm trying out this e.l.f. liquid liner today. I just got it at Target. I used to use the Maybelline liquid liner. I think it's called the Linear Intense one, but that's dying on me. Sad first. So I'm gonna be trying out this e.l.f. ones. I've heard really good things about it, so we'll see.